Hello, hello. It is so good to see you guys today. I am here today with Donna Barwald, and she's the author of the book, This Mess is Causing Me Stress. I know I felt that way just about every day of my life. And here we are today, going to have a real conversation. Now, she's a professional organizer, and I know many of us want to clean our homes, but we can't clean until our homes are organized and we can actually get to the places that we clean, right? So today we're going to have a really fun conversation, and I'm so excited. Please help me welcome Donna Barwald. Hey, Donna.
Hi, thanks very much for having me.
All right, so tell me, you just did not arrive at an organized place. There happened something in your life where you were like, I got to do this. Tell me more. How did you get started? Who are you? How did this all work?
Okay, I grew up in San Jose in a family that I had a twin sister, a younger sister, and a cousin eventually came to live with us. My great grandmother came to live with us. We were in a 1,500 square foot house. So I was always in a state where I had no control over what was going on. And I felt like I needed to take control and do something that was going to give me peace. So I would organize. And unfortunately, I would organize without telling people what I was doing. So my family would get up in the morning and all of a sudden the kitchen is rearranged. And what's going on? And where do I find everything? But I found that if things were in the right place, according to me, and could fit, and we could see what everything that we needed and do everything that we needed to do, then it would be so much less stressful. I wouldn't be so aggravated because I ended up aggravated a lot. And I shared a room with my sister, and she used to get paralyzed when it was time to clean the bedroom. And we had to clean our room every day and every Saturday so that we could go out. We couldn't go out until our room was clean. And she would be paralyzed and couldn't do it. And I want to get out of here. So I would take over. And I kind of just could see where things would go, where things should go, what was too much, like on the dresser, too crowded. And it just made me feel better. In the room, I noticed changed. There's air. There's room to breathe. I mean, literally, it's a room to breathe. And I felt that is what I needed to bring peace of mind and cause me less anxiety. So I just did it all my life. Wherever I was, there I did it. And eventually I would do friends and family. And I just sometimes without asking, which don't do that.
That was one of my questions because, like, my mother comes to visit, right? And she will reorganize my house, which is fine. I just can't find anything because my natural organization place is not hers. And so I have to call her 2,500 miles across the country after she's gone home and say, "Hey, Mom, where did you put my kitchen spatula or something?" She'll say, "Oh, it's in the third drawer over from the microwave or whatever." And she knows exactly where it is. And I have no idea. I'm like, where did she put my stuff? So was that the same kind of thing where it was organic to you, but did other people then have to learn your way of doing it?
No, the biggest problem is because I don't do it by myself. Except for my sister. Well, I'll go
Okay.
to my sister's house and do what needs to be done because I know she'll appreciate it after she gets done being mad at me for just taking over. But for my clients and my friends or whatever, I would do it with them. And that's part of why people don't organize is that it's a lonely business and maybe they can't carry things or they don't know what to do or they'd rather be talking to a friend or going out or whatever. So when they have a friend come over, and as an organizer, I feel like I'm a friend coming over to do what needs to be done and I can take the lead, but I don't work without you. Like I know house cleaners can just do what they have to do and they come every week or every other week and they take care of your house and that's it. But I'm not like a fairy godmother. I don't come in, wave a wand, and automatically do things. Now, if people don't remember where we put something, because a lot of times you remember thinking about where to put it and you forget what you decided. So then they'll call me and they say, "Do you remember where we put?" And then I have to remember. But with a lot of clients, I can't remember. And sometimes I think I have stuff in my house that was really in somebody else's house, but I remember putting it away. So I can't tell, is it in my house or theirs? And I have to think, look in the wherever it is. Maybe we put it there. I think people should probably catalog, write a list of what's where after we're finished. But people don't usually keep me around to do the other stuff because it costs money. I don't think people want me to sit there and make labels on a label maker. I just use a Sharpie on blue masking tape.
I'm
And
the
then they
same
can go
way.
back.
I'm a practical person. And so I think part of my secret to success is finding something that's functional not necessarily something that's Pinterest worthy.
I keep telling people that. I say form follows function and pretty comes later. In
Mhm.
fact, that's like a heading in in one of my chapters. Form follows function and pretty comes later. I'm more concerned with the size and location of storage containers and things like that. And then if you want to go to Target and buy pretty baskets or whatever it is, but if a
Mhm.
shoebox works, we'll use whatever we have, whatever we
Mhm.
need to get the job done. And then you can do all the other stuff later. Right. If you wait until things are Pinterest worthy, then you won't get done. And
That's perfect.
my
That's
big thing is
perfect.
let's finish the job, follow through. Otherwise, you have half rooms and the clutter piles up again because the room doesn't look like it's a finished room anyway. So you might as well
Mhm.
shove whatever it is that you need to hide at the moment that somebody's coming over. You just shove it in a back room because the back room looks like that anyway. And my idea is no, let's get it to a completed state. Get the clutter that you've decluttered out of the house, get it to the donation, list it on Facebook Marketplace, do whatever you're going to do and finish the job. And I tell people, leave the last 20% of the time that you have. Say you're doing a 5-hour organizing session, which you don't have to do. And you shouldn't ever do more than 5 hours. It's counterproductive and you won't be able. You'll be so tired and sore, you won't be able to get up tomorrow and do anything else. But I tell you, if you're going to do a 5-hour session, the last hour is doing all the follow through so that you have
Mm.
time and you don't just run out and say, oh, I got to go pick up the kid and everything stays where it is. And people start stepping over it and, dumping their papers there and doing whatever. And it just never gets done.
I love that because if you're thinking in terms of the process taking 5 hours, like we have 5 hours today on the Saturday to do this project, and you batch it out in terms of the first hour, we're going to sort through stuff. The second hour, we're going to split it up into piles. The third hour, we're going to go ahead and pack the car and take it to the whatever, and then figure it out so that the fourth, fifth hour, whatever, so that it's finalized so that we're done with this project and there aren't piles people can trip on. I love that so much
Yeah.
for the fact that you can then pace yourself through the, oh no, I'm running out of time for this hour and I need to be onto the next section of the project. We do this a lot in house cleaning where there comes a time in every job, whether it's an organizing job or a cleaning job, where we call it pulling the ripcord. And imagine you jump out of an airplane and you're
Yeah.
in free fall. There comes a moment somewhere in there where you have to pull the ripcord and let that parachute out. Otherwise, you go smack on the ground, right? And
Right.
then no projects will ever get done. And so we call it pulling the ripcord. It's that moment where you're like, I'm not done yet. And yet I am.
But most people bite off more than they can chew. Like they
Mhm.
think, okay, I am going to organize the kitchen. And then they've seen a show, they've seen your clutter corner, they imagine that they have their counter as their working space, and they pull every single thing out of every single cabinet. And then it's sitting there and it's overwhelming. My idea is do it one at a time. I'm going to take care of this shelf, keeping in mind that we're going to need 20% of the time that we have to do all the follow through, then you know what you do and you don't have to wait for a 5-hour chunk of time. A lot of times people wait for the moment when they're going to have so much time to just sit there and devote to it. Well, that's good for garages because otherwise you can't really get through a garage. But the rest of your house, you can do whatever time you have. You can be doing something. Organizing becomes a healthy habit and you do a little every day or 3 times a week. You can schedule it in. You can do it while you're waiting for your coffee to brew or something's in the microwave. You go to the silverware drawer and you organize it. You see what doesn't belong there and you take it out and you decide, oh, I have 3 measuring cup sets. What do I need that for? And you pick the best one and the other 2 go to the get rid of pile. I call it the get rid of pile because a lot of people separate things into sell and donate. My
Mhm.
philosophy is if you're going to go through what you're going to go through to sell, then you might still have to donate. So it's to me, don't worry about, am I going to sell? Am I going to donate? That takes time. I don't want you to have any kind of indecision about what's going to go. I want something to go in the I'm getting rid of it pile. It's out of my house. And the next decision I have to make after I've made the organizing decisions of like where things are going to go in the house or where these things, specific things are going to go is now I can look at the pile of get rid of and then make that decision, sell, donate, try to sell and donate after a month or a week or whatever it is. If you have to do it in manageable chunks, and he can't ever wait for a huge chunk of time because it just never happens.
Oh my goodness, this is so awesome. We've learned so much from you today, and we're going to have you back. This is just phenomenal. I could just listen to you all day, and we've learned so much. Awesome.
It's
Thank
been a
you so
pleasure.
much. This show doesn't mean anything unless you guys show up, unless we get your comments, and unless we get your feedback. So I really want to thank you for going along on this ride with us. And thank you again, Donna, for joining us. This
Thank
was
you.
so insightful and very helpful.